Hi guys, my name is Damiano, I'm from Italy, and this is Paco, my beloved house on wheel. It's a 92 Brazilian Volkswagen, and I bought it in Chile, has a Chile plate numbers, and it's been my beloved friend since 5 years. I've been driving in it from Chile and I'm going all the way to Alaska. So if you come over here, I would like to show you the main thing, which is the engine. It's the classical Beetle engine, the 1.6 liter. And I kept original as much as I could, except of the Modelo beer can to cover the holes. But yeah, it's just basic, the typical Volkswagen engine. And it's quite easy to work on. It's all mechanical, and most of the time you'll be able to fix on your own. And I break down so many times, I had to learn how to fix it, and it's actually a great choice. You save a lot of money on mechanics. That's the thing. But, so this is a bike rack that just bought it. My bicycle is just stored now for the winter, but it's a pretty cool thing. You can store 3 bikes in here. I by myself, I just need one, but in case I find another travelers, which already done in the past with 2 guys traveling on the bicycles, we jump all in the van. But that's another story. Up here, we got a roof rack, and have a ladder that I have to install the next few days. But anyway, it's just a storage box and my spare tire. So basically, it has 3 seats and another 3 at the back, and this is where I spend most of the time driving. And yeah, that's all. I just installed a diesel heater just before arriving in Canada, because I did enter in winter and I wanted to be prepared for the cold winter, and it's been fantastic. It saved my house several times and several nights. And I decided to install in the front because I wanted to connect it to the windows to avoid the frost and the condensation as well. So basically, I connect that to the main hose here, and all the heat will come off from here, and it goes. And also I put another one here, so also the heat will come in. When I'm driving, I got a very warm temperature here in my legs, and then the other one that comes up here. And in less than 5 minutes, the van is warm. And it goes up until to 35 degrees, I guess. It get really warm. And yeah, it was the best things I could ever done in my van, honestly. And oh yeah, this I found it here in the house. Yeah, I needed to take it. He was a bit lost, and I think he has a few years already. Look at it. Ronald, it should be Ronald McDonald.
It's like an antique.
Vintage, like my van. There we got a few little features. A little pig that's, it's dirty because it's a pig. And then, yeah, basically all this stuff that you see around here is just being gift from all the travelers that I pick up along the way. So I have a little note, a little book. It should be here, yeah. So this secret diary is basically when somebody stays in my van for more than 2 days, he has to leave a note. Whatever he wants, it needs to leave a note. And it's one of the most precious things I have, because yeah, I mean, I've been traveling from Chile up here, and then this is all the people I met, or most of them, and it's really cool just to have a reminder the time I spent along the road. So here is the lounge, the living area, the couch. And you just lay down whatever you want, you chill, you read the book, you just enjoy the view from the windows. We got windows all over. Here I installed from a friend of mine I met on the way back in Colombia. He was a carpenter, and he wanted me to help on my crazy adventure. And I look at him and I look at the bamboo, and I was like, hey, do you think that could go in my van? And he was like, yeah, let's do something with it. And he came up with the idea to cover the roof in here. And I really love it. So here, this is a magic box. It has multiple functions, but I usually mainly as a chair and as a storage. So my shoes usually, I used to put my shoes here or the laundry. And in worst case scenario, that's be used as a toilet. So coming over here, I got 3 doors where I store all of my clothes. And then we have a sink with running with electrical pump and the water. And over here is my kitchen. And basically, I came up with an idea of a table and a kitchen. And that's where when I'm cooking, I'm staying like this. Just move my chair around, and then just put those in here. 1, 2, and then I got this one. Let's go here, and it turned. Gas on, cooking. Here I got all my pots, pans, and storage. And I think that's it.
Your cooler? Can you tell me about your
Oh yeah, my cooler, actually, I've been carrying on this little husky from Chile since I bought the van. Because in South America and Central America, most of the time, I was eating on the road. But when I want some fresh, I just buy highs and, you know, some beers, meat, whatever. And I have it down here. But I'm thinking about putting a small little 12 volts fridge. If you come over here, that's where is my gas tank. And on the side, I have a 20-liter water jug. And I use it for the sink and for the shower. There is a little pipe that goes behind here, and then it goes up there. So if you see the white, but I'll show you later. The shower is at the back. And now I'm gonna show you my storage, which is right in here. So here I have my inverter, and I just have my laptop and my phone with me. I don't have much of electrical devices, but I bought it at the beginning when I bought the van, because if you see the curtains with the fruit, is because when I start traveling and I needed money, I was selling fruit shake along the way. And obviously you won't become rich, but in South America it was a great way to meet local people, and most of the time you ended up at the house of somebody because, you know, they see you traveling in a van, they see you make your way up and try to get some money, and they just want to help. So free showers most of the time. But anyway, it was fun, it was good. Here I got my second battery, where it's connected all the electrical system, which I don't have much, but you know, a few lights here and there, the electrical pump, and the inverter too. It's all connected to that. And then with this key, when I switch it on and off, when I switch it like this battery is connected to the alternator, and when the engine is on, it's keep charging. And it's very important for me. That's why I don't have a solar panel, because even if you have a laptop with the inverter, it's a 800 volt, it's more than enough. And you need it, and I was thinking about it. If I'm gonna put the fridge in that case, I will need a solar panel. But as I'm still thinking if I do or not, I mean, I've been traveling for 4 years plus, actually 5 years, and haven't had a fridge. And I'm almost like this far to my destination. So if I've done it so far up here without the fridge, why should I put it now? That's my question. It's like, I wanted to keep it simple. I have to keep it simple all the way. But yeah, I have my tent here and a few other, you know, camping stuff and storage blankets for the winter. And also I have storage up there. I don't know if you can see it. That's basically for clothes. Very handy. So here I show you now my setup for the bed. And voila. In less than a minute, bed is ready, guys. So I want to tell you something about the bed. I don't know if you're familiar or not, but most of the people does. On a VW bus, most of the time the original one, has a corner cabinet there, and the bed is not this big. When I bought this van was actually a panel van. There was no window. I mean, when I bought it, somebody installed it, not me, but you can see they're all different. It was a panel, and it was empty. There were seats. It was very ugly, and it was white. I painted. I did in Colombia. But anyway, when I ordered the bed, because I do some research, there were two kinds. The small one with the cabinet and the big one. And guess what? I choose the big one because I just love to be comfortable when I sleep. And as on my own, I don't have much stuff, and all the storage I have is actually a lot already, and I don't need it. So, you know, we slept here in 3 people sometimes when we were traveling and it was raining outside. You couldn't set up a tent, or what. It happened a few times. Or you were lazy, you were drunk, or yeah, all inside. And it's big. And when I say 3 people, I mean 3 adults. Tiny like me, but anyway. So yeah, this is it. Now, I want to show you the shower. So basically here we have the shower that I can't show you right now how it works because I don't have running water for the winter. But anyway, this is the switch. When I open this, the water from the tank will come here when I push the button. And then you got your shower with pressure, basically. So it's a simple system, but very efficient.
Why do you live in a van?
Well, it's a long story, but 10 years ago, it was my first backpacking trip, and I was 23 at the time, and I went to Australia. And when I went there, I realized there was this van life thing. I mean, buy your own vehicle and just travel around and live inside of it. And I think it was quite cool. And I tried, and then I love it. And since then, I do still traveling backpacking, once in a while. I keep doing it, but I think it just gives me a lot of freedom. Just just thinking about I'm gonna drive when I'm tired, whatever I'm gonna do, I can just pull out, sleep, rest, or just, it's the freedom of basically go wherever you want, whenever you want. And that for me is it's a key word. So you just, today I'm here, tomorrow, God knows. And basically, like what happened here now, I just got caught here with the snow, and then I needed to work, and I found a job. I had my van. I was leaving my van January, February, in winter time here, and without the van you couldn't do it. You have to pay for accommodation most of the time, and so that's the other part as well. It's a rental thing. In South America it's not a big deal because it's cheap, but here in the US it's a huge problem. I mean, paying what's an average of $1,000 per month for a room, man, it's a lot. And I'm here temporary. I can understand people that lives here, but even so, I met lots of people in Vancouver Island that live out in a van or in a bus or whatever. It's too much. And these things saved my ass once again. So I just love it. First of all, when I was in Australia with my first van, it was a Mazda. It was similar. It was white, 3 seats in the front, a double bed that comes from there up here, and then the back it was just storage. So it was literally just a bed, and it was cool. And since then, I was like, oh, that, you know, like the Volkswagen, it's like the iconic van. And it was a dream. By then, it was just, wow, that would be cool traveling there. Then I realized through YouTube and internet that in South America, those buses are quite cheap. Even here, you can find a decent one for a reasonable price. But the thing about this van is that there's a huge community behind. And it's a great way, it's a starting conversation. So for me as a solo traveler, it is a great way to meet other people, any kind of people, and just, oh man, you have no idea. Like even here, when I went to Tofino, it was in January. I parked I went to Euclid first for lunch. I just parked next to the lighthouse, and I was cooking, like I show you. I was on my back towards the doors, and then the door was open because, you know, to let the smoke go outside. And this man, well, he's actually a couple on, you know, they were retired. He just came by and he said, hey, you really coming from Chile? Because of the sticker, you know, from Argentina to Alaska. I said, yeah, I'm on my way. Oh, there you go. Boom, $20. And it's like, what for? And I was like, yeah, engine, fix it, petrol, whatever you need. Like, we just want to support your travel. Like, and like this, it happened a few times. But it's not about the money, just the way. Anytime you drive in this, even around Nanaimo where I am at the moment, it's just people honk at you, wave at you, smile at you. It just, there's so much in it, man. And as I say, without this van, I would probably have met half of the people I met. The other part as well, and the most important, I would say, despite of the meeting people, now let's be serious now. In South America and Central America, and even here, the spare parts for those vans are very cheap, not very expensive. Even if we build a new engine, it would cost you here, I'll say $3,000, more or less, for a new engine repair. All right. So that's the thing. When I bought this van, 5 days after, I broke the gearbox. And the engine wasn't great. So I decided to rebuild transmission, like gearbox and engine at the same time. Boom, all in a week. And after that, and every time that you break out something, it's easy to find those parts. In South America, they're very common. And because this van is the same part of the Beetle. Most of the same, like, you know, not every single part, but most of it. The engine, it's the same. And so that was the other reason. Between a couple of days, I never wait for like 2 or 3 days because I was waiting apart, let's say. And that was actually the main reason. It's a long, I've been driving now 60,000 kilometers. And I'm still I checked it yesterday, from here in Nanaimo to Anchorage, I think it was, it's 4,000 kilometers. And I'm not gonna, if you drive straight the faster route, and I'm not gonna do that because, you know, I don't wanna rush myself together. I wanna travel around Canada a little bit, do my detours and see a few things and then go there. So I will say the highlights. Definitely the Amazon. I haven't gone there with the van. I parked it and I went backpacking over there, but there was one. Then the other one is the Argentinian Patagonia, or the Chile. The Patagonia was great. And Baja California was great too, for a van, because you camp anywhere on the beach for free, and it's beautiful beaches, and that was good. Panama was great. None of the people go there, and that's what I love it. Colombia was great. Peru as well. I mean, every country was magical. And also, you know, because you start seeing a lot. Guatemala, the volcano, the Acatenango volcano, that was wild. That was a great one. Belize was cool. Belize is a very interesting country. There's lots of Canadians down there to escape the winter. Belize was cool. But yeah, the thing is, I mean, Mexico is a huge country, it's beautiful. And I always say, when I say something, it's the spot of the place, it's just when I was there with the people, because it's not, for me, not anymore about the place itself, it's the people you are with in that moment. And that's why I'm telling you, I remember those places because one great time I will never forget is I went to the Uyuni Salar in Bolivia, and then from there to Peru. I had to cross Bolivia in 5 days because there were political problems. They were blocking the roads, fighting police. They were burning down roads. There was problems. And I was with a friend of mine from Spain that I met when I lived in Spain 10 years ago, even more. And I was 20 when I lived in Spain. And this friend that we were really good friends there, he was studying in Chile when I was in Chile. So he just came with me for 2 weeks. And we slept with him in the middle of the Unisalar. The Unisalar is huge. I remember to cross it side to side, that I not recommend to anyone because this is not 100 kilometers driving on the Salt Lake. We slept in the middle, and you just see around, you just see white. That night was a beautiful night, so we got the sunset, the Milky Way, and then the sunrise. That was cool. And it was with one of my best friend, you know. That was cool. And then we went to Machu Picchu as well, and we just, wow. You know, it's just the people you're with. All right. Just, I've been in too many countries, so you can just say, it's just too much. Too much. Honestly. Since I start living in this van, I don't have much. And I thanks God, you know, like I realized that I don't need much. That's the point. And most of the people, my friends, they just keep buying things. They use it once. You know what really got my attention now that we're talking about this? In South America and Central America, the trash is a huge problem because there's no education and there's no infrastructure. It's a big problem. And I've been several times, ended up driving in the middle of nature with kilometers of trash all over. And, you know, it's just sad. But the thing is just, I'm not blaming them because we all can do something. And I say to my friends now when I went back to Italy 3 weeks ago, it's like, why you keep buying things that you just use it once? Like, for what reason? Like, we will end up one day be completely covered by our own shit. And I'm telling you, it's sad. And people don't realize until you live it something like this, so simple, and then you realize, like, why I'm so happy without having anything. Why do I need more? Because no, it's just sad, man. Like when it's still in my head. That was in Guatemala when there was in the middle of nowhere. And if you think up on the mountain, and it was trash all over, and it was like, and it's only there. If you keep going all around here in Italy, everywhere there's trash, and there's no excuse to that, and that's sad. Same people just overbuying things and, oh, I don't need it anymore. But they ended up or giving it away for free or just leave it on the street. We don't need much. This for me, it was a big challenge. And it was a dream. And I'm telling you this because it just came up to me as very important. Since a few years ago, and I keep asking to people, what's your dream like? Do you have an, like, if you ask to your friends, do you have a dream? They'll keep you a few seconds to think about something. And that was me as well. Until I met this person, like, what's your dream? I was like, shit. And I was like, shit, what is my dream? And then a few days later came up this entire story, and I was like, okay, I want to do that. Like, that's the road trip of my life. That's the dream I want to do. I wanted to drive an old Volkswagen from the bottom of South America, from the bottom of Argentina, because that's where I started. I land in Buenos Aires, and in Argentina, as a tourist, you're not allowed to buy a vehicle and put it under your name. In Chile and in a few other countries, you can. But I was in Argentina. And so that was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? Should I just go straight to Chile, start looking for the van, or just flew to the end of the world, and then I'll make my way north and then find my van along the way. And that's what I've done. I flew to Ushuaia, which is the far end. Fin del Mundo is called the region down there. And then I started hitchhiking for the first 2 months. And that was a great experience. I never hitchhiked before, never. So I remember I did couch surfing in Buenos Aires. This guy traveled a lot in Argentina. He actually said, you know, Damo, what you should do? That's the best way to do it. You should buy a tent, sleeping bag and a mat, go down there, and then just keep going north. And that's what I've done. So I would just follow my dream. And then there was I got caught by COVID while I was in Brazil, and I left my van in Colombia because I wanted to go and see the Amazon, and I couldn't go with a van. It was a huge detour. I just take a flight for a couple of months, and then COVID happens. My van, thanks God, was storage and safe and parking, and it was just so cheap as well. And I was in Brazil, but I saw my dream just took it away, and I'm like, shit. And then I was forced. I didn't have no place to go, and I went back home after 8 years. That was tough. Like, go back home, your family house, after 8 years, baby, living all around the world on your own during a pandemic, a worldwide pandemic situation. That was tough. And then there was actually, mental. It was tough, man. It was tough. But the only thing, because I had this dream and have this goal, I found a job. I started working as a real estate agent. From a professional chef to a real estate agent. It was just a different world. But because I learned along the way that I like to learn new things and try new jobs, because why not? And these people give me a chance. And thanks to that job, during 2 years of COVID, went really good. I saved up a lot of money because I was living in my family house. And after that, I haven't worked for 2 years until I step here, basically. Thanks to that 2 years, but there was no single day that I wasn't thinking about. Most of the people like, where is your van, Colombia? You will never find it back. Somebody stole it. 2 years, you won't find it. It was there, covered with a little bit of dust, and after 5 minutes, the engine turned. So that for me was the key, just having a goal that keep you moving. You wake up every day, you think, okay, I'm going to. Even now, I keep waking up, I'm this close to make it. And I just, I don't think about anything else. What are you gonna do? You coming back Christmas? I have no idea. All I know is that I wanted to go up there and have a big, big breath when I see the huge sign, welcome to Alaska. That's all I want right now. After, I'll look for another dream.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend. Also, if you want to watch more alternative dwellings, we got a playlist popping up right here, and we release new episodes every single Sunday, so consider subscribing.